but only one of them can take that quarterfinal spot as the other will be relegated down to the round of 12. But this one is the Holy Trinity map pool, a reason to celebrate, a reason to be watching Counter-Strike here on this Sunday, and a reason for you to be making some noise, Mr. Russell. We are joined by Hugo B. Byron as well, and this one's going to have some energy here today.
Oh yeah, that much is for certain. God, I've already flopped it. I tried to match your energy.
It was a bit hard, wasn't it? I did come
here we go.
This is it. Final.
It's the big ENCE match that everyone's been talking about. And we're starting off over on Ancient. Big for the T side, ENCE on the CT side of things. And already, I see a set of dual Berettas for dycha. He's pushed up deep over towards main, but doesn't look like ENCE, or Big rather, want to have anything to do with that. Fasting towards the B site, 3 through cave, 2 up ramp, and a bit of a retake B setup for the ENCE squad. They're going to be left fighting for this long control. It's important that they're able to hold on to it. If Big take this, that spells trouble in the retake, but they won't make it out to long. They won't get this far. Everyone's churned up, and Crimbo, left alone, is put in the dirt. It's ENCE with a pistol under their belt to open up this series.
Hi, Hugo.
Hi, Chad. Thanks for having me.
No worries, man.
Happy to be back. And yeah, that big ENCE game. I mean, ENCE coming swinging, storming with a retake B setup. We love to see it. And an exciting game where the wheels certainly can come off, not just on the cast, but in the server as well. Both these teams already in the playoffs of EPL Season 18. But how far can we go? For ENCE, man, I just think back to last season, their debut on LAN with NertZ and the crazy Vitality 2-1 ending on Vertigo as well. As this series very well may, if Big can drag us there.
Happy to see this force buy from Big. Was having a chat with Snappi and Yanko last night, and then we all agreed that Big can be a bit conservative in some of the purchases from time to time. I think that creeps in a little bit more on their CT half, so expecting the force buy after the plant here on the T side of Ancient. We're going to get out an AK, 2 Galils, 2 Deagles, and a smattering of Utah, but you're not in a rush. You're allowing the CTs to burn their early nades, to block and garner some control. And hey, mantuu, alongside of Process, will be making sure that this is their territory. No sneaky CTs. dycha just on the jiggle, ready to block with some Utah in hand. He's seen enough. Incendiary hits the deck, and Big think they've done more than an ample job over towards A.
This push is dangerous, but Deegs not easy to connect.
Come on, man, it's the Yerman Yeags.
The Yerman Yeags are synonymous with headshots, Harry, but it's on Sin. Not as proven as some of the big boys inside of Big. mantuu with that Galil puts it to use. Finds that entry. They're just going to swarm right now. dycha tagged down very low. Has to retreat. The rifle will pick up the pieces. And Snappi on the big flank as well. Chasing them down. Nice shooting from Pius. And a confident display from ENCE despite being against the force buy. There'll be a kill on the way out. But mantuu is the only one to find blood in this round. And it won't be enough to do damage to ENCE. 3 rifles secured and 2 rounds taken on the CT side of Ancient.
Nice start. Everything you'd hope for and more is if you're an ENCE fan playing at home, aka Natu. Good to get Maui chiming in. And if you're checking out his co-stream and maybe he has us loud enough where he can just hear us. You can just hear us behind Maui's dulcet tones. If not, you're probably joining us on the main stream. Harry is always monitoring what you madmen have to say, and me as well. Falcon wants to know if we're all high. So, no, you're not. There is no buzzing. It's in your head, guys. This will be what we consider a full eco, as per these days of Counter-Strike. A Deagle, a P250, a Flash, a Bang in the mix. How are the cookies? Did you try a cookie, Harry?
Yeah, I did. I had a victory cookie after beating Dinko in that 1v1, demolishing him, in fact, you could say. And I got to say, you know, the cookie was...
Did you demolish the cookie?
I did. It was really good. Rush has knocked it out of the park. He's a better baker than I could ever dream of being.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, Harry.
Well, that was actually quite snappy from Snappi.
3-0 for ENCE, and rumor has it a special guest may be joining us.
We didn't want to throw people under buses because we don't want people to get run over, but that's good news.
Who was it?
Well, no one's been run over yet, Rush.
There's always time.
We'll save the surprise. We'll save the surprise.
Yeah, save the surprise.
We'll allow the surprise to simmer in. But here we go. First gun round. First map. First half. Full purchase. AWP for mantuu. Let's see the opener for Big. Process and Tabson. Both going to lob out nades towards middle here to try and stop this NertZ crawl. We know how aggressive he likes to be around the mid smoke. The Tetris jump up. A lot of pressure to be applied over towards B. Snappi in cave. Madden to defend the ramp on the jiggle, and with the boost up, does he really want to continue this stance? Mantuu fires off a shot, gives up the AWP and his positioning for now, and Madden will not be re-peeking that angle without a flash or support. But the support is here. Sampaius and dycha have joined the party. This is a very early lean from ENCE towards the B bomb site.
Because ENCE have just started smoking on that ramp pack, it's going to send Big packing somewhere else on the map here. They'll up and leave B. Turning their attention over to mid instead. Red room smoked. That's going to lock vision out for dycha, who tries his hand at the spam. You still have a player watching mid in NertZ from Donut, so he's able to calm along the line as to whether or not Big are out mid, whether or not they can cross to red room, but he's about to lose that vision now, smoking it off.
Corralling them to red, that's nice, right? Negating their U2 over towards Donut, so a good response. It looks like ENCE are well prepped for this match so far. And even more stall utility with this two-man cave hold. Sin with the bomb is going to be an awful lot of trouble with 35 seconds left.
Double setup as well. The flash won't do much. A quick turn and back they go. They don't even know about Snappi. He reveals himself with a no kill. Sampaius takes 2 and the bomb will be retrieved. All in all, that's a good exec for Big into cave, and now popping into B should be easy. They've got a smoke in the way. Madden attempts spam. He goes too soon. 15 seconds. The bomb just about makes it in, and with an AWP in the post plant, it could be potent, but Mantuu's low. No nades to finish the job that ENCE have started, but NertZ has fantastic timing coming on the back.
Yeah, going to be here quickly. Tabson will just get spammed down, none the wiser as to NertZ in the cave.
How do you win this?
Mantuu backs off. Oh, he will find one more off that AWP, and now it's all left on the NertZ. Tap on the bomb, going to bait this peek out of Mantuu, but a second man still to deal with in Crimbo, and he'll be able to peek up, see that that bomb's not being defused. NertZ tries to swing, and Crimbo locks him out in the clutch. Maybe the first of many clutches to go this guy's way, and that's how Big find their first round.
He's been very important in rounds like that, has Crimbo, throughout this run of EPL for Big. So the safe pair of hands necessary just to make that one kill. Sure, it's a pressure moment, sure, it's a one-on-one, but it's type of scenarios where Crimbo has had his way with the opponent more often than not. And Big have been impressive here, considering some of these upgrades. Mantuu now being in the Big jersey after 5 months of being a free agent after all that OG debacle. It was cool to talk to Mantuu and hear through some of his thoughts about how everything kind of fell into its current place. Well-placed molly here. It's going to stall the progression for Mantuu up towards the beehive. Now they are just going to try and waltz on in and see if they can isolate a duel against Madden, who is actually jumping in the back lines. Has been spotted and they've taken the space. Well played from Big so far.
Good way of catching info though for ENCE, and unfortunately no one in the bomb site there. He once more need to play retake. And with a big spam on the edge of that smoke, and the bomb gets dropped crossing in. NertZ finds cover behind the pillar, and now Mantuu needs to hit some quick shots, and he won't have many chances either. While dycha gets cut down in middle, it's still a 2-on-4. Make that 1 now. Just Mantuu with no bomb. He is simply trying to escape. ENCE have come right down ramp. They know what he's intending. And so saving might just be a pipe dream for Mantuu with so much time on the clock.
Yeah, Mantuu, more like what that man do. He's going to have to do a lot here if he wants to save this orb. And I'll look in to try and remove it. Pushing across all the extremities here. Deep through B, up through main, and a missed shot from Mantuu. Now they know where he is. This backstab coming in. Ooh, the MP9 is hungry for the orb. No winning this for Mantuu. The win is in staying alive, and ENCE are going to make that as hard as possible. Ooh. Only the tag onto Sampaius. ENCE want this AWP for their own ranks here, and so Mantuu is boxed in and finished off by ENCE.
They play that perfectly.
Yeah, and at least they allowed him to go down before time concluded. That would have been the most horrible way for Mantuu to have died in that scenario. So yeah, they definitely wanted to rip that out of their hands, considering the circumstances of only one player staying alive in the round that Big won with the Crimbo 1v1. You can understand ENCE just really wanting to hunt this one down. Good job from Sampaius to finish him off, basically cornering him in a nice little box.
Sampaius starting this game very solid as well, now pulling up the AWP after he picks it back up. So ENCE in a great position to make a real streak start on this CT side, despite that early round for Big. Jiggling on ramp, ready to block.
Yeah, I do like the variation. So if we were just looking at Madden in his position, you've seen him in 3 consecutive rounds play it in 3 different ways, right? This is if they are going to try and explode with an execute, which is something you would expect from a lower buy. It's very common, right, to see those teams going with those explodes from towards the door area. This way he can block. He's in a position as well where he might be able to multi-kill them coming up the ramp. Had the support of Sampaius towards the B site earlier on. You can see them staying quite fluid with this rotation. Sampaius takes down 1 in mid. They bolster up the bomb site yet again. dycha and NertZ in combination for any leaks towards A and middle, because they have everything covered right now. There's no dramas against this just Deagle purchase. And now they can continue to go through the motions with the util. Snappi has another smoke. 48 seconds on the clock, and we should be calling this one 5-1. I don't see any way in for big.
Yeah. Unless Madden gives them a reason to pop. Although I like the contact setup, they're actually going to flash him back in. Why not? Against Deagles, MP9 should shred through them too on the close corner, and Madden makes it work with a double kill. This round is dead in the water, and Snappi drowns Big alive. 5 will sit on this CT side. Beautiful shot. It's about time for the German Deag to make its mark, but no more for Process. And you wonder when or if Big can break through.
Snappi looks like he's having a good time.
Yeah.
And I would be as well with a 5-1 scoreline thus far. And as mentioned, we have the Holy Trinity map pool coming our way. A bit of Ancient into Anubis into Vertigo. Some lovely battlegrounds. I think it's something that the 3 of us do quite enjoy.
Yeah, it's all the good maps.
No Mirage in the mix.
No. Swap Anubis for Nuke.
Come CS2, though, we need to start playing Mirage and Overpass and Inferno.
Look, I'm willing to give you Mirage, but I won't. I don't know, man.
You love
Overpass.
I love Overpass. Overpass is my favorite.
You don't want to do Inferno?
My de facto favorite. I'm just not an Inferno.
It's a brand new map variation.
Man, it's so bad.
Come on
dude.
now,
It's so
Harry.
bad.
Come on, man.
Come on
Inferno,
now,
man. Oh, no,
Harry,
they got
man.
1 kill. I'm saving, man. I'm saving the day for Tabson. And the Germans come through in middle with kills. Process finds Snappi on the heaven side, and Big with that smoke fade can now activate towards Cave. And to make the right gamble, they make the right read, but they still need to hit their shots, and that's not coming through. Just the Spaniard in the sight with 1 shot. Smoke comes down, and so does Sampaius. Big breakthrough. Fantastic entering for Tabson yet again. And boys, I have news, fresh, hot off the presses, that I will be swapping out, and we'll be bringing in the king of the cast from last season of ESL Pro League. That's right.
Do you dare say the name?
It is Zershin.
He gives it. He gives it to the people at home. He's coming in. We'll hot swap them out here. I'll even put the lid on Hugo's water bottle so we can. There we go. We're swapping some mics. We'll get Hugo back for map number 2, and welcome Exertion to the cast. He's whacking the headset on, and he should be with you.
Hello,
Give it a
guys.
test. How you doing? Does everything sound all right?
Yeah.
Your crew, remember that's to production. You can say, hey, production.
Hey, production.
You mute and do your buttons.
Okay.
Lovely.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for reminding me.
No, that's all right, man. Good to see you.
Dude, this is kind of sick. A mid-game substitution to
Yeah,
bring in this
I was
legend?
called for support, you know?
Yeah, all right. I like that. Well, yeah, I think we're going to need it, honestly. This is a pretty sizable matchup. Couldn't say big matchup. could I?
Gargantuan.
Yeah, rather large, rather
It has some
massive.
stakes, but it's only for seeding, right? So in these type of matches already, it doesn't have the same level of elimination on the line, right? So with both of these teams already locked in for the playoffs, maybe you can speak to this for us a little bit, but when it is a seeding match for a playoff game, does this feel like, hey, we can frame it from 2 different perspectives? It's a playoff game in itself. Like, you could look at this as a playoff game, right? It gets you through to the quarterfinal, or you can frame it, hey, we're already in the playoffs. We'll save our best Counter-Strike until then.
I actually think that this game, in some weird way, is one of the most important ones, to be honest. Because since you're already qualified, they had like 2 or 3 days that they didn't play. So all they were thinking about is this game, probably. So yeah, I think they're just excited to play this. And I think it's a huge step if you win. So it's very important.
You might be able to help us as well, because we do have a bunch of academy players who've got the promotion up towards big. You maybe help us with some of the transition to the details like you just brought up there. And in terms of having 2 days to prep for your opponent.
Yeah, I think that's a good kill by Snappi. I think that's a really good thing for Big because they're a heavy anti-shot team. So they like to have time to prep, I know that. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really interesting game. My boy NertZ.
Yeah, playing in cave as well here. So traditionally over towards mid. No reaction from Big. 4 now. B lane completely under Big's control. dycha patrolling red. Sampaius with all the space over towards A. NertZ and Madden in combination. Looks like they just swapped out some util here, so an extra smoke towards B to help block if they feel the pressure.
Ooh. Dycha with a little jump spot on mid. But Big are just going to go back to the lane, looking like they want to end up back over towards B. They've got 2 smokes, 2 mollies, so they're able to nullify some of these angles.
tabseN's very worried, isn't he? So thinking that they could have gamble stacked this site if they had all the A information right now. This is actually a pretty decent exchange for them over towards B. They're not in a terrible spot here, Big. If they get in, don't lose both the players, tabseN stays alive. They can win this round.
Yeah, I think this is a good situation for both teams, actually. It's one of those that is like a 50-50.
Well, let's see who the dice roll smiles upon. The boost up is nice.
Oh, well
Gives
played.
NertZ the angle, stops that bomb plant. And now Big have got to scramble to get it. Both mantuu and tabseN have leapt onto the site together here. They're very close to one another, and that sees mantuu trapped. tabseN's got to do this alone. 1 kill out of tabseN, but he can't find any more. Stopped by Madden in his tracks, and so it's ENCE to pick up that round.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those rounds where the T's have to freeze and kind of hold everything, and the cities have to play a good 4v3, because a 4v3 on city side is sometimes masked as a good round, but I think if you don't play it right, you can be in a disadvantage. So I think that ENCE and Big played this round really well, and I think this boost kind of won the round. This
is where the decision tree comes into play, right? It's like, well, how many answers do they have and how quick can they get to those answers? And ENCE got to the answer of the boost to make sure the plant could go down very quick. It wasn't considered by Big. They didn't have enough personnel to deal with it. I wouldn't be too frustrated if I was tabseN with that, but it looked like he had an awful lot to say. That maybe he was frustrated with the opening of the round as opposed to the ending of the round, because I feel like they did the best given the circumstances, getting the bomb down as well. So that's going to put them in a position where they can get another buy going.
They should buy here, I think.
Yeah, how do you feel about Big's decisions financially, though? Because I was talking to Snappi last night. He was saying he sometimes thinks they're a little bit too conservative with their purchases. I feel that's more on the CT than the T side, but do you notice that when you watch their games and their demos?
Yeah, I think a little bit. I think that can be good and bad, because, I mean, us as a team, like, I mean, I'm not going to expose so much, obviously, about this, but I think we have a pretty balanced way of handling it, because Shuhi really believes in our buy rounds.
Sure.
So at times he calls us not to force buy or something, because he believes that on buy rounds we'll win the round. So I think it can go both ways. This is the most annoying thing to deal with when you're a B player. The boost. Yeah, especially when Monacy is there.
Right side.
Yeah, if Monacy is there, yeah, I'm not sure picking.
Just a dream at that point is the ramp info. Oh my god, Sin with the spam on the smoke. And so Snappi has to back up. He doesn't want to hang around in cave, risk dying to nades or anything. He's got to concede a lot of control over towards the lane. Something that ENCE looked to grab early on. And Big also own a nice chunk of middle. Yeah,
I remember when we had you last time on and we were talking about that, and there was the gap in mid smoke from spawn.
Yeah, I mean, because now they just know that there's nobody like crossed, basically. I mean, they should know at least because of dycha's info.
Sampais is still considering it.
Yeah. Maybe one could have crossed early, I'm not sure, but...
He's giving it up now. At least he can backpedal towards B. Oh, Madden.
That's a smoke. That's a nice smoke.
Another variation for the ramp smoke. Here comes the pressure.
Ooh, the spam is brutal.
And they know about him.
No, this is so low. 1 bullet's all it takes. And like you say, they hear the spam come in. Madden from long, usually great in this position. Feel like he so often gets away with like 190 damage on those sorts of swings, but it's just the one and done. Sampais through the smoke. Hello. He's brought ENCE back into the fold. A 3v2. And so now ENCE want to try give this a go. Crimbo reaches out for the AWP, looks for the kill at long, and he is going to get it delivered. 2v2. Crimbo brings it back to a level playing field here. Sampais walking in through the short side was the one that got this whole retake started, and it won't go any further than that. Snappi's got to save the AWP.
Actually, it's one of those rounds that it's kind of fortunate that Sampais kills too, because now they don't save 3 weapons. So now they went for the retake.
It lured them into the retake.
Exactly, and now it's
financially punishing.
Exactly, so I think that was, to be honest, obviously Sampais got 2 kills, so it was a 3v2 at one point, but I don't think it was a good round from ENCE, because NertZ was basically playing site alone, and the teammates couldn't even do nades to help him. So I don't think that was such a good mid-round from ENCE.
I think it's important as well that tabseN clears close in that moment, because you could see the sneak in coming through, and Crimbo wasn't considering this fight is the one I was talking about. So if tabseN stayed glued towards cave, would have been some big issues. I wonder if they heard Snappi towards spawn with the scope of the AWP potentially. I don't know if we heard that. Regardless, it is just a quick little technical timeout. Just a Little alt-tab issue apparently, so we should be able to get this one back underway ASAP. But with just one saved AWP, loss bonus at the bottom of the barrel, I would be expecting an ENCE buy behind this. And it looks like it'll be all in. So shoving, there'll be MP9s, 5.7s, Deagles in the mix. Very light on in the util department here. I imagine this is where you want your AWPer to make a call, use his spawn, try and set him up for a couple of kills.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you even force it. You're like, okay, what you're going to do with your AWP? Like, I like to question my AWP. Like, for example, towards I would say, hey, what you doing?
So you can play around.
Yes, just so I kind of know what he's going to do, and maybe we can build around it.
So this is pretty static from Sampayas. He won't
Yeah,
be
maybe they have
anything.
a read. And also, I think he has a flash, so he might use it for mid. I'm not sure. Maybe we will see that happen. But, like, yeah, basically, he just had an A read probably. I think he will move around soon if they don't go A.
It's very pack rolly from Big.
Yeah.
4 players congregated in middle. They have barely used any utility whatsoever up until this juncture. So I imagine this allows them to explode a lot quicker together, but also gives them less territory on the map.
Yeah, I think it's more for like trade potential against such a buy. It's really good to stay together. Dycha is gonna get smoked here. I mean, they're still going to Sampayos. He's dead.
I mean, if Dycha could somehow find a way to get one here, you feel like he would have done his job, but it's wishful thinking. That's his rundown. They learn about Sampayos' AWP now. I wonder if that's going to change.
Yeah, they should just relax a bit. Slow down. He has good angle, actually, mantuu.
Oh, ENCE fully repositioning. Trying to get ahead of the rotate.
Sampayos is still towards A. He doesn't believe it's going to be B.
Madden in the cubby with the Deagle is not ideal.
Yeah, this should be a big round. Should. If they go B. Okay. I mean, this is really controlled by Big. I really like this, actually, because it gives very less chance for like ENCE to have a multi-kill, basically. They're taking it very slowly.
And you can see Sampayos still hasn't even bit down on this idea that it's going to be the B play. 1 kill from the crossfire, but the spam comes out from Crimbo. If nothing is found from Snappi, that AWP never even really begins to rotate. And yeah, Sampayos is out of there. He just wants to hold on to the AWP. So he had them come his way in the beginning, but it got a bit awkward when they were a man down, right? Didn't want to completely up and leave the A site in case Big kind of double pumped back in.
Yeah, I think it's good that Sampayos has some money left, and also Snappi, and maybe like 200 on Dycha, because their money is going to be really bad for the next 2 rounds. So the fact that they have a little bit more money in their bank means that their buy will be a bit better.
I wonder if they operate in the same way, though, since Sampayas' AWP over towards A once more, because you said if it was a read, right, they're expecting maybe the anti-eco A go.
Yeah.
Right? So
I think it depends a lot on like reads, as you said, and like sometimes it depends. Like there's some offers that are like, okay, I played A, I will not play A again. And there's some offers that I played A, I'll play A again because they won't expect me.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of mind games basically, and yeah.
Tubson's bought in with a Mac 10 here, so understanding the purchase that he's up against, if he takes some space quickly, and not like he has. What have you noticed the new Ancient spawns on CS2?
Yeah, I think Ancient is gonna be extremely city-sided again.
They need
actually
to change the spawns back, right?
Yeah, I think basically cities can have any control again, which is not good for the balance. Sampayos is starting towards B.
Yeah, look at all this. Very quick space and info.
It's fast A split. Yeah, Sampayos is out of the round again.
So they should have somebody smoking off towards CT spawn now that they've been able to get this much control. There it is, landing perfectly timed, clearing out close, in you go. Only have to worry about Temple. Beautiful.
Very clean rounds.
That's Counter-Strike, Harry.
Yeah.
Put that one in your Pied Piper and smoke it. There's a 1v1 tournament going on here. I don't know if you've seen. Harry just took down the Rat King Dinko. He's in the grand final.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, don't want to brag.
Yeah.
But, you know, man, I'm a bit of an aimer.
You are. I'm sure you are.
Not so much a brainer, though. And that's why the aim map 1v1 is perfect for me. Oh.
I mean...
It's okay damage.
Yeah, but I
think considered.
Yeah, I mean, Dycha didn't die, but I don't think this was such a good play to pick here with the AK, because if you died, their buy wouldn't be so good.
No, this will help them get out the full nades and all the good stuff. Dycha with more damage. It feels like, I don't want to say disrespectful, but I think the ENCE know they're a better team overall than Big, and probably their individuals want to play like that, because I don't think ENCE are a cocky team, but I think in the server their players are well aware of their ability. Like, I think NertZ obviously is really good. He's the one that gets a lot of hype, but I think Dycha and Madden, I don't know if they're slept on, but I think that they don't get enough shine as how strong of riflers that they can be.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, you can also see it when you play against them. I think Dycha like has slowly transitioned into less of a star player from the days with Spinks, for example. because NertZ is much more vocal than him, from what I know, and I think that he takes more of the important roles, kind of call it, the connector roles on Mirage and so on and so on. So yeah, I think that's just basically it.
ENCE pushing.
Oh. Into that waiting AWP for Madden.
I think it was so quiet middle, they were thinking it may have been an A play with Madden playing for that info, because they started 3-2, ready for a mid or B split, and now they're a number disadvantage. They don't have the space. Snappi flash forward, only gets one, traded out by Crimbo. A 3v4 retake is going to be very difficult, maybe not even considered.
I think if you were already not considering it before, which you shouldn't have been, that nade really only drove it home.
That's 4 in a row now.
Yeah.
I mean, also it's like 4 in a row that I don't think it was such good rounds from ENCE even. Like, it was not close, you know? Like, the round that they have one alive, it's like the round that ENCE saved, yeah, basically. So, like, it's not really one alive, you know? And also the round that they have 2 alive is the round that he killed 2 to the smoke. So, like, these rounds are looking really good for Big and not really good for ENCE. And, I mean, Madden really just made a freeze-time call here that he's going to run out banana, basically. It didn't work for him.
So with that, with the 3 mid, like, you're obviously going 3 mid to block, and a lot of teams play heavy mid on the T side because it's almost a 50-50 with the insta donut and the insta red smoke, right, and all the flashes. It really comes down to flash timing. But in that moment, I kind of consider with Madden pushing that the mid guys were going to jump up and pincer it together. The timing was just really off.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they blocked him on mid because I think Big is a team that likes to molly heaven a lot from middle.
Okay.
So I think that could have been the case. I'm not sure, but that would be my guess.
Let's check it out. We'll see if they do one this time around as well. I can keep our little camera over here, but I know you can do the one off the skybox. I think.
Yeah, I mean, usually like they just do it from connector.
The one that lands
basically.
down here.
Yeah, they would just throw the normal one.
Well, nothing this time.
Oh, they saw him. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, that's a good start for ENCE. Let's see if they can convert this round.
He's got the jump
Yeah,
up.
that's good.
Dycha is still supporting, and now they've smoked off the lane as well. This is great real estate for ENCE to have in the 5-on-3. What a Big do now.
Well, you have everything if you're ENCE, right? You've got mid completely under control. You just need to let the clock simmer in. They can continue to block. NertZ is rotated over towards B. Dycha, with this cutout angle, it's not going to be mollied considering the circumstances of the time as well as the players. So at the moment, this is a full control round for ENCE.
Ooh, that's not a good miss. Oh, he saw him, I think. Oh.
Mantu's certainly had a couple of chances here.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's Process, the one to get it done.
Yeah.
3 off of him on the opener.
That's insane.
It's what I said about the 5v3 before as well. It's if you don't make it comfortable, it's not comfortable. Even if with the man advantage. Now Dycha has to make a good play here. Crimbo is full CT.
It might just be another save. Like, Sampai's can't do anything at all. If Dycha doesn't get a kill, Sampai's can't go. He's already backing off.
Yeah, and he's playing.
He's going to go around the world.
Do they have time for this?
Dycha as a kid, it's going to be close if they are going to give this one a go.
Looks like they are going still.
Yeah, well, some parts, I think. Is going away now onto the M4, wrapping in through the cave. ENCE are going to try this in the closing segment to the round. They've overran Process, and Crimbo's dead as well. A last-second retake from ENCE comes to fruition, and it's Dycha farming.
That's crazy.
You're not going to be happy with that if you're Snappi, considering how the round opened up.
No, I mean, also their money is not good now again, so they really needed to build money that round. Ooh, I think Dycha made a mistake. Or not, that's fine.
And that's it, all the info from mantuu's AWP. Knew one player was towards long, saw NertZ going towards cave, and then the first fight came to them. So it worked out perfectly for Big there, and that's around the Tabson would be a little bit more happy with.
Yeah, but it's one of those that you don't deserve to win it, you know? So you can brush it off easier.
That's true.
Ooh, those are good flashes. No trade.
But that's what the 50-50 comes down to.
It is, yes.
And this is it. Do you have the right timing on dodging the flash? Is there an extra flash that you weren't expecting?
Snappi has been caught on this a little bit this game already, I can see.
Cave's not an easy position, right? It's one that you can read the game from. But what is going on?
What? But how does it kill him as well? Like, I mean, this game is like full bamboozling me.
Mantuu's been able to cross. They don't know about him on the other side of cave, but all of his teammates are dead.
Oh, they don't know he's here. They don't know he's here.
Oh, That's so weird. Ah! Oh my god, he pulled the knife. He thought about it. mantuu thought about it. Gonna get one. Oh, maybe a second.
Oh!
Just gets away. Some Pius now low, but he's gonna land the no-scope. mantuu
What is going on in
gave
this
it
game,
a
to be
try.
honest?
Yeah, the guy, the Snappi dies cave. They take the space. Madden is just, he's full dry. He's doing plus W. It's like he's playing Face
Yeah.
It.
It did.
I mean,
He's
I didn't
actually-
expect him to be close like that.
This game was fine till you got here. Now it's like gone like extra off the rails because they heard that you were arriving or something.
I wanted
man.
to keep it a bit funky. Yeah, what were we looking at? A 5-1, 6-2 start early for ENCE. Now we have an 8-6. And that just shows you how much of a cruel mistress the economy is. Because in a few of those rounds, we saw ENCE weren't able to have buys. It was a saved AWP. Now we're back into the rifles, at least for one of these teams. A couple of omissions for big. And now they're going for one of these executes. This is a tidy one. You see a lot of teams throw this. I think it's going to be the...
Full beep up. They're running. Oh no, he's caught.
Oh, you fell out. Run down at long. Madden might need a multi. And it's just the one. Snappi smoked off in the cave, is spamming back. NertZ is fighting for the long control, but that is a huge kill for tabseN. With this control taken over towards long and Snappi wrapped in cave, this kind of shuts ENCE out, but it's round 15. They've got to try it. They're going to come through the smokes. Some Pius with one, but the spam from mantuu knocks them out of it. And so this one closes up, split right down the middle. ENCE narrowly holding a lead at 8-7 heading into that second half. He's got a chance in this one. Simple makes it look too clean. It's that big ENCE game that everyone's been talking about here. 8-7 with ENCE up in the lead. It's been a little bit odd, a little bit weird with some twists and turns along the way to get to this point. I'm Harry. Joining me, I've got Exertion and Hugo.
Yeah, we're just swapping everyone. Everyone gets to cast today. We swapped 3 or 4 times a map now. Keep the flow. NertZ certainly is out mid in the pistol round, and 2 quick kills. It's going to be ENCE popping into B, into the more stacked site, but they have won every fight in this pistol.
They're just straightforward pistol round. Again, there's no time to even cast the round.
Round's over.
I can't even practice my skills.
Hopefully we have more rounds in store. Are you committed to joining us for the series, or are you taking it a map at a time?
We would say a map at a time.
Yeah. I think that's a good way to approach anything CS related. Yeah. Just one map at a time. That's all it is.
One more, then we go to bed. But no, well, you don't want to commit to a series and then you end up in quadruple overtime, regretting everything.
Yeah, so
I mean, the EG MIBR game was
going.
Mental. It was crazy. 61
to open. I was like, oh my god, it's about to be an hour-and-a-half long series.
Exactly,
like,
but then second one starts, they're leading like 10-1 or 10-0. EG are winning, and then suddenly it's overtime.
Yeah, 11-4 back into OT, and then 10-5 back into what was that, triple overtime as well. Do you feel like EG have progressed as a team? It's hard to say.
I don't think so, to be honest. I don't know. I think our game was more of we didn't play well than kind of they did. But I think the credit is due. I mean, they did okay this event considering, but I'm sure that they're unhappy as well. So yeah, it's just about the future for them. They tried to A rush here. They used 2 smokes already. I mean, ENCE are down to 1 smoke left basically and 1 molo. So they would have to play a really smart mid round here. They're grouping towards B.
This is rough because they have just 0 space in the map, right?
That's
They've
what
got
I was
to clear out B doors, B lane.
Yeah, they would have to clear out everything, but lucky for them, they're not there. But they still have to clear this area out. Even Creamboy's clearing like basically long on B because nobody knows where anyone is. But yeah, I mean, this is just going to be grouped up. Maybe they will walk into B, try to get some duels. That would be my guess for now.
Just like aim map up the ramp type vibe.
Can't exactly exact.
Yeah, NertZ Sunpass going to get boosted. That's their only smoke and they get blocked now.
Gotta go through it.
Yeah, this is starting to get awkward. I mean, you still have 50 seconds, so they're not gonna put themselves to having a smoke rush just yet.
They can drop donut end A if they want.
But they took space, like really good space, so now they can basically split A, and on the map there's only 1 on A, is on the boost, is Process.
Easy round for ENCE, you'd think. From positions alone, rotates cut off by dycha. He at least gets early warning, and he'll take more than that. 2 kills in the red room, Process on the boost, kill everyone or lose the round, and he's just trying to clear main at this point. There's no one here. No late lurks, 20 seconds. dycha's just farming.
What a round by dycha.
And it's over.
That's one guy just controlling all the rotates for ENCE. Don't allow Big to move around the map and adjust, and it gets very easy for ENCE. Hey,
man, you should make a song out of that.
Yeah, right. They should make a song about that. No, that was nicely done. Considering like there were moments where that was like there were reasons to be a little nervous for the ENCE squad. dycha does well to like take it upon himself, get some control of the red room. They kind of solved the problem with info as opposed to like, you know, utility, the one thing they were lacking. Didn't come down to some crazy exec. They kind of realized they'd shuffled the setup around and had dycha controlling.
Yeah, I think that's sometimes just how Ancient is on T side. Like you have, I mean, I do this role in our team that you just have the guy that is in window, and I mean sometimes he just has to win a round. I feel like because the rotations are so important on this map. Full eco from Big with the nade and a flash. This is the most like common eco you can probably do on Ancient. It's the best one as well, I would say. Get a flash out of donuts and just peek.
ENCE aren't exactly taking mid though. It's just going to be NertZ waiting, and they're probably going to uncover the empty B bomb site before this even matters.
On this little like, you know, kind of garbage little eco round. Like you say, where you got the flash to go fight mid. Whenever we play Face It with JKS, he'll get us to go in window, and he'll flash, and we play through the smoke, right? Yeah. Do you prefer that, or do you prefer the fight out of donut?
I think it's the same concept, to be honest. I think Demon, like window, is a bit better if you're if you think they will rush, which is Face It. So that's good.
Yeah.
Do you like to rush?
Exactly, but if you're playing against like a professional team who will play a bit of a slower round, most likely, then Donut is probably like the better choice. But also in Face It, I do the same. Guys go window, I flash. It's the easiest eco win. Take the tips, guys. Take the tips.
Yeah, we
Never go mid on anti-eco.
Hey, I'll write that one down. I think we still have yet to ever win it, I'll be honest. The USPs just don't hit the same, man. Oh.
We've called this map pool or Chad did, but I agree, maybe agree, the holy trinity of map pools: Vertigo, Anubis, Ancient. What's your holy trinity? You got a three favorite maps?
To be honest, not really. I think I like every map in the map pool.
You're a gamer, man. You're a gamer.
Yeah, I mean, I love Anubis as well. I think it's a really cool map. I mean, yeah, I would love to play it, and we played it a little bit in the team, you know. And yeah, for now, it's probably not a map that you know we're gonna pick. But maybe we force it through in a BO3 once in the last map for entertainment reasons.
For entertainment reasons.
He's just leaving that there as a little threat to any teams listening in.
This is a note for production. Just go ahead and like timestamp that moment, and then if it ever comes up, we can reuse that again. That's good context. So here we are.
I remember when Anubis came out, I was looking at you know, pro players throwing nades, and I was going through pros Twitch streams and going to their clips, and man, every clip with views I found was just tabsum clipping people's nades, like going through stealing utility.
Yeah, I mean, these guys, I think, like, it's the German way, it's the nerd way. Like, these guys are really good with util, but I think they're extremely hardworking. So, I mean, it's all the respect to them, you know. They are figuring out every edge they can have in a new map, for example.
Well, they're going to need the edge right now because we get into a gun round and ENCE are starting to steal this
that's
series.
A ball in mid.
Ooh, a full blind, flashback. tabsum will win it even though he couldn't see. And he gets out behind the boxes as well. That will force ENCE out of middle. And again, kind of left in limbo with the bomb coming back through T-Spawn. Sunpire's 18-4, by the way. How the hell has he got 4 deaths?
It's so common for this guy, I think. He's a brilliant topper. In my opinion, actually, he's very underrated. And I think that he just doesn't die a lot, like, without a reason.
Well, he might have reason here, but with a back turn, there's 2 on the plate. Sunpires takes a bite. The flank through cave as well, beating the util. Sunpires going all the way, and tabsum finally puts him down 3-on-3. ENCE don't have to commit.
Yeah, and they have NertZ kind of running towards A, I would say. Yeah, they will run A. They will split A here, but Process has a really good position. dycha 1v1.
Oh, he just pressed crouch. He didn't even click.
That's crazy.
Didn't come through in time. And now Madden takes the mantle as well, meaning Donut is completely covered.
They should try to look for a quick kill, and if they don't get anything, I would suggest that they save probably.
And there's no quick kill offered up here. No smoke for the bomb.
ENCE have enough time to get tucked in, and now they're just set up to play around the bomb.
Yeah, I mean, if ENCE make a mistake, they can probably win this round, but I mean, it's really difficult. You have to clear everything on the side, and you have no smoke.
What great post plants as well. Even late red for Madden. NertZ will swing, but the time has already expired. tabsum finds a big 3K, but how big can it really be with a lost round? Bomb could still be a threat, but mantuu seems to be getting out.
The bomb is always a threat.
It's always a threat on this map, isn't it?
I'm glad you feel that way too, man, because sometimes I'll be playing, you're like bottom mid, 10 HP, bombs down, like deep on A, you just die straight up. Sometimes I'm going up heaven, I get to cave, still die to the bomb. I'm like, what?
Does anyone know the numbers for when you don't have armor? Like, I feel like the bomb probably does like more than double damage, dude. Like, I don't know what the exact difference is, but I've seen like armorless players die hundreds of miles away on this map.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that you should definitely relook for CS2, but I saw that the bomb radius is even worse in CS2, so I think Ancient will be horrible to play. Ooh, he crossed the line. Ooh, he's in a really good position.
Oh,
that's
easy.
one.
Oh, tried his hand at the second.
That's a really good play by NertZ.
Yeah, able to slip the net on that timing of the...
Will dycha walk out A?
Let's see.
Will he?
Do you think he will?
I think he will search a duel soon, but I think they will fake a B, some B nades, or I'm guessing they will do something on somewhere else on the map, because I mean it wouldn't make sense for him to just walk out, I think.
Yeah, he's not going first, and the bomb is coming to him, so ENCE trying to make some noise towards B. As the re-aggro comes in, that molly forces it. Good flash though. Snappi gets caught. A 4-on-3, and that's a big molly over the top as well, just trying to cut off cave. There's no one here. Back in spawn is Process, holding on for red. They've lost all mid information. Big are giving ENCE a lot of room. Will this come back to bite them?
Yeah, I mean, I think they kind of have to because the A player is so low, Prosus. That's a good kill by Crimbo. Now they should know it's A.
Not even a donut plant.
Sunpass has 2 flashes. He can flash City maybe, or Donut. Okay, he's just gonna flash City. That's good.
Bomb's not for deep donut. If you play all the way in, you won't be able to stop Diffuse. So they've got to fight. They've got a multi-kill in the bomb site. 2v4. Sunpire's in the crucial position.
Molly and nade for dycha. Gonna try and slow down the CT walk. One player already threw the mollies, but dycha makes it back to main. Sunpire's tucked in.
TikTok.
And Sunpire is having a great game right now. That's important to bear in mind as he embarks on this clutch.
He wins this.
He's gonna need 4. The nade rains down. And it will deal with him, putting a stop to that clutch attempt.
That's a good retake by Big.
You wonder if he'd win it if he just didn't swing right. Sure, the nade's going to hit, but he took some body shots as well. Tucked in behind Big Box, might have bought a few more seconds there. Very tight 2v4, but Big, hey, they take whatever rounds they can get. They're first on this CT side so far. And a classic Snappi Mac 10 comes through. Does he have a spawn?
I think he's spawned for cave, right? I mean, it's either like a beep. Yeah, it's a beep up. It's gonna be beep up, B-rush or something along these lines.
With an ult behind it as well. Prepared for the
Full B-rush.
Oi, oi, oi.
Right up ramp, straight in. dycha on the entry.
Ooh.
And this one ends up in a 2v2 in seconds. Bomb's
NertZ
trapped
with the bomb
at the door.
though. It's a bit far away. Madden is taking some space here. He can smoke City.
Good plant. Double flank, good timing.
This is like a 50-50 again, honestly.
The sooner they figure out the CT is clear, the more chance ENCE are going to have in this round.
Ooh, they should know kind of is to...
Because of the flash, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really safe info. Ooh, NertZ picked up a molly as well. I can't really use it. Oh, he's reading them. My brother.
Okay, now that's 2 sets of util from ramp. Now they know 100%. Both these players coming up the ramp side and to ENCE position to deal with exactly that.
That's the annoying thing about ENCE actually T-sides, like especially on Nuke, they just play like 50-50 executes, and when they're like really sharp, they win them. And I mean, like you can just do anything against it. I feel like because it's like it goes down to such small details and duels that, I mean, if you're not gonna win them, you don't beat them. But like there's other teams that you can maneuver mid-round. These guys, they don't let you. They just go. They just rush B. They just rush like anything, basically.
Snappi was talking about it on Talking Counter last night as well, about how he just has no fear, you know, playing these harder roles, pulling on the Mac 10, going in first, knowing he's always going to get traded, having that faith in his teammates, and dycha does him right in that round. Another opener for Sunpire, 23-7.
Nice playing, amazing.
He's just waiting at door, and Big comes swinging for the lane. Tabson. Oh, they're touching each other, but it's dycha to come through with a kill.
Tabson was so blind there, man. Like that's one of the ones where it even burns with like the observer version of the flashbang. I can't even imagine how white Tabson just was. And so yeah, a nice freebie for dycha over in mid. And now ENCE just chill out. I mean, they're not like feeling the pressure here in the 5-on-3, right? They're waiting to see what the reaction is from Big.
Yeah, but they also have like they played mid rounds really well. I think Snappi is a great caller, obviously, as everyone knows. And I mean, this guy they just walk areas together as a team, and they kind of have like groups that make sense. That if I don't know, let's say it was a B stack now, they could still go A, and if it's not a B stack, they just have B for free basically. So like they're very calculated in the mid rounds, I would say. dycha. Ooh, what a shot.
German Deegs.
Snappi.
Make that money, baby.
Pick him.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the nice role of being like the entry, you know. I can say like when you get to the backlines or you get a good a gap or something, it feels them both like the best, you know. So yeah, that's what you get for being the IGL sometimes as well.
It's not always hard. It's not always bad. 14-8, and wow, this was competitive in the first half. Big with 70 rounds. They have gone silent on their CT side. And they've been active as well. We've seen attempts towards B lane, a couple of cave pushes, some with util as well. That Molly flash combo where they took back Jag. But ENCE, they've had the remedy. Couple of B pops in a row. And they're about to take away Big's map pick in this series, a qualifying match to the quarterfinals. Both teams already in the playoffs of EPL. There's some old school stickers.
Well, this has got to be the big round. This has got to be their kind of big defining moment, really. If they don't step up now, they're broke up against 15.
They faking it. Mac10 going in first again in cave. The bombs outside of A with 2 taking main. Ooh. Jump up is nice. Finally big. Find a way in. 2 kills mantuu. Quickly off Process. mantuu hits his. He saw something else as well. Orp bout.
Oh, they blocked him.
Yeah.
Just delivered that one for free. And it leaves it all on NertZ. 1v5.
Yeah, I mean, he should just try to deal as much damage as he can, but like Big should really focus on staying alive here as much as they can. And I think they played a really good round here, and they should keep it as clean as possible, probably.
But do you think NertZ wins this?
If he wins it, I mean, as much as I love him, there is no way. There is no way. I mean, he's just. I mean, he can even save. You can even argue that, but I think doing damage is a bit better than saving in this situation, probably.
It's not going to change their buy next round, so may as well go for some kills. But into the AWP, not the easiest. However, mantuu is committed.
I think he's going to hold for a little bit, maybe. It's going to peek now.
30 seconds.
Time is everything for NertZ.
Oh, mantuu, man.
Mantuu's good.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been really good since he came back to play in a big now. I think he's been playing really well.
Yeah, I mean, he's topping the charts right now for the big squad, up 15 and 13. Still, it doesn't quite compare to some Pius on the other side at 23 and 8. Who's been lights out. Him and NertZ responsible for a lot of the opening kills that ENCE have had in this game. Some Pius yet to lose his attempt in opening fights.
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. Also, like Sin, I mean, obviously he's not having the greatest games, which happens, but I mean, he has died 22 rounds out of 23 now played, which is, I mean, even for my standards as an aggressive rifle, is I think that's very extreme. So I mean, I didn't really see the first half too much until I came, so I'm not sure really what happened, but yeah, it seems that he was a big part of the duels that went wrong, maybe, I guess.
Question remains, is there any hope left for Big in their map pick?
They need this round. If they win this round, they have a really good chance of coming back, I think.
Yeah, ENCE's money would be bottom out, but that's when ENCE throw themselves back into middle.
That's the good timings of the flash that we talked about.
And man,
but he's so good, to be honest, this guy.
Dude, yeah, when you give NertZ a mid-spawn, he gets extra terrified, man. He will just hold W, spray wall blind.
Why did Israeli CS get so good to me in such a short period, right? Because it felt like we had no Israeli players within the top 30 teams, and now we have at least 5, and not just good players, but star players on each roster.
Yeah, I mean,
what happened?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think it came down to just slowly, one by one, leaving the scene, kind of the Israeli scene, and focusing more on European CS. I think that we always said it, and I don't know how to say it in English, but it's in Hebrew you would say chutzpah. It's basically where players are very aggressive and they don't really care about dying. They don't care about what will people say, all stuff like this. So, I mean, obviously, in terms of the team, I would hope that we're good teammates that will listen to the IGL, of course, right? We're not arrogant or something, but we're careless, basically. We don't care, and we just do whatever feels right.
It's about having that ego in the server, knowing you're better and knowing you can get away with anything.
Yeah, I would say it's like that, because I think all the Israeli players are extremely confident in duels they take. That's a really good nade.
Oh, that's another really good nade to follow that up.
Winnable, but the AWP, some Pius, he doesn't let these ones slip.
Yeah, he's got to keep a watchful eye. I guess they put him up on the boost. Can see 2 down towards ramp. And so there's some Pius's AWP firing off for 1. One more man out along. Madden's seen him getting crossed onto up close, but Madden flicks back. And Crimbo, as good as he's been in clutches, not today, not versus some Pius in this form. He'll take a 15th round for ENCE. Doing it with the AWP, 25 and 8, topping the charts. NertZ in just behind him. And ENCE are going for the throat. They want to put this map to bed here and now. Double AWP for Big. Desperate times calling for desperate measures.
Big are going for a mid shutdown again, it looks like.
Oh, wow. Into the cave.
They keep getting there full blind and still getting the entry kills. NertZ one more. Oh, the pre-fire.
Just unreasonable,
Just
man.
get him out of here. Let's go to Anubis.
Oh, just so unfair. It doesn't feel like he's playing the same game as everyone else, man. And look at him. He's just holding W the whole time.
He's a beast, man. He's incredible.
Knife?
He could.
Would
He
you?
The
could.
last one. I wouldn't knife, but
I don't think he will either, but...
I think he should.
Oh,
I
come
think he
on.
might.
Go on. Let
I
him.
think he
Let him.
better.
Let him.
Oh!
No!
Karma.
Crimbo turns
that's why you don't
around.
knife.
Yeah,
That's why you
true.
don't knife.
That is
Yeah.
true. Why the 180? Why the Spidey senses? Crimbo clutching up, though. This ain't no Nitro RV.
If Crimbo wins this now, is that it? It's just done. Tilted off the face of the earth. Oh, we don't need to relive it. We don't need to
Sorry,
He said sorry. He said sorry to the coach.
man.
Apologetic.
Yeah, he said sorry to the coach. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
It's good manners.
Let's hope they don't get punished. They won't.
Oh.
Madden runs it down, and so the knife is quickly forgotten about. ENCE pick up the dub to open up this series 1-0 to kickstart their day.